Ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite money-hungry manager, The Shane Show, and you're listening to Sit Down Mark's podcast.
Hey, yo.
If I can be serious for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Acknowledge me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Come on in. Sit down because it is showtime. Episode number 169 of the Sit Down Marks podcast, and it's appropriately named because today I got not only one of the best Midwest independent wrestling managers out there on the scene right now, but also my friend, man. He's got a really good story we're going to tell today, and excited to finally have him on the show. But first of all, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank everybody for watching on YouTube and Facebook, and thank everybody listening out there, the Sit Down Marks Mafia. We really appreciate it. Thanks for listening and checking us out today. Like I said, one of the best wrestling managers right now on the independent scene. You got to check him out if you hadn't caught him at one of the local shows. So let's talk about it. Here he is for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, The Shane Show. What's happening, brother? Good to have you here finally.
It's good to be here. Good to have, good to see you. Good to see everyone. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So today we're going to be talking money because that's what Shane makes. It's all about the show, right? Managing. And, one of the things that he loves the most, we're going to talk a little bit about Milfs today, too. I mean, I like a good Milf myself, Shane, right?
It's the best thing. Besides money, Milfs make the world go around.
How's your summer so far, man? Have you had a good one?
It's been a good one. It's been busy. I've been doing a lot of shows for ZOWA this summer tour. It's been one of the best years of ZOWA, and Zeke's doing a really good production with it all. So it's been really nice. Really busy.
Yeah, he's that's good to see, man. Keeping everybody busy, keeping you guys busy. I know you guys crunch a lot of shows. In a couple months time during the summer. So yeah, heck yeah, Zeke does a really good job there. So, and we'll definitely talk about ZOWA, but let us know, Shane, like what part of the world are you from? Where you reside from, where'd you grow up, that kind of stuff.
I actually grew up, born and raised in Morrison, and then I moved to Dixon about 5 years ago. And it's about 2 hours, for people that don't know, it's about 2 hours from Chicago, about an hour from Iowa. So,
okay. All right. So that is Morrison, Illinois, right?
Morrison, Illinois, Dixon, Illinois.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And I've grown to love Dixon, man. That's a beautiful little town, man. I like, when I get a chance to go see wrestling there. Another one of my friends, Mark, lives there. So it's a beautiful little place to live, and it's a good little place to have wrestling too.
It really is. And there's a lot of support just from the local businesses and everything with the wrestling and sponsors and everything,
Right. So, before we get to too much grown up stuff, let's talk about high school. Like what was that like for you? Is that where the wrestling seeds, kind of started, of where, you thought maybe, you would obviously loved it before, but, who knows what would be what you are now. But is that kind of like where it kind of got started?
It really is. I had a friend named Zach, and I had also had a friend named Adam that we did backyard wrestling with my brother. And, then I had cerebral palsy. So it's like, I have cerebral palsy now, but, right. It's difficult because but they also let me, help me win and all that stuff in the backyard wrestling because they knew how much I loved it. And I actually, in high school, that's where I learned, how to talk, was watching promos from Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, Ric Flair, all that. And
right.
Backyard wrestling is definitely where it started for me. And I'm so grateful for Zach, Adam, and my brother they helped me to get to where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so let's rewind on that. So you live with a disability that you were born with, so life's already complicating for you. And now you're doing cool things like being a wrestling manager. But just talk about growing up with cerebral palsy, how that affected you, that kind of stuff, and how much of it your mobility does it affect?
So my cerebral palsy is just on my left side. Okay. When I was younger, I was actually in a plastic brace. I used to call it the Forrest Gump brace. When he had, before he started running, he had the brace on his leg. It used to be really bad. My foot used to be churned all the way. My left foot used to be all the way churned to my right heel. And my left arm used to be all the way up to my chest.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Like I said, I had a couple of friends that never treated me like a different kid and would make me get on a bicycle and ride bikes and do backyard wrestling, even do jackass stunts. And
sure,
all of that, actually doing backyard wrestling on a trampoline actually helped out a lot. And
right.
I also had a tremendous mother that I wouldn't be where I'm at without her. If I fall off the bike, she told me to get back on. If I got bullied, she said, you know what, those kids will be cheering for you someday. And to believe it or not, some of those bullies bring their kids to ZOWA shows, and
love it.
Some of them wear my shirt. So
yeah. Oh, that's great, man. That's fantastic. So it hasn't really slowed you down too much. You still rolled with the boys, backyard wrestled, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, yeah, my mom always said you don't say I can't. And I never have. I just kind of went to the mindset of just go for it. I mean, there was a time, my mom's favorite story was everybody else was swimming in the deep end, and I didn't even know how to swim in the shallow end. But I got on that diving board and I jumped in the deep end without even knowing how to swim at all. And my grandma and mom said, well, he's going to find out. And ever since then, I just kind of been balls to the wall. I'll do what I want kind of thing. So
that's great. And your mom sounds like she's such a good motivator. I've met her before. She's a fantastic woman. And I can tell she was very strong-willed. So I'm sure, she didn't let you or let anything come against you, as you were growing up with this,
And that's actually kind of where the Shane Show name is from. The show part is because my mom always told me the show must go on.
Yeah. She a Queen fan?
Yes, I'm definitely a Freddie Mercury fan. You can't see it, but on my right, over here on my right, is a Freddie Mercury poster. So,
hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I feel that, brother. I love that shit, man. That's awesome. So, Mama watched wrestling. You guys watch wrestling together?
She did a little bit. She was a big fan of The Rock. So
right. Yeah, my mom was too.
Because she liked his wrestling or because he was eye candy. So
yeah. I'll say my mom was too, man. My mom was too. So when did you discover wrestling as, hey, this is like, a big time deal on TV? Like, when it was.
Watched a replay of when Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth reunited.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Macho Man Miss Elizabeth fan. It's hence why I got the jacket I wear is glittery, not only because of Miss Elizabeth, but to honor my great grandmother that always wears sparkly clothes.
That's awesome. What a good storyline to bring you in on. You're kind of like, what's going on here? This this big this reunion's going on, and and the wrestling world is just clamoring, and our hearts are melting all at the same time. And that's great, man. So who caught your eye, man? Tell me who did you be like, oh man, that person's awesome, or or what piqued your interest to tune back in to watch again?
I've always been a fan of Macho Man, of course. Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle is definitely probably my GOAT wrestler.
Okay.
Yes, I learned a lot from actually Chris Jericho promos. I learned how to talk a lot with Chris Jericho.
Right.
So,
yeah, and also too, I think me and you, this is kind of off subject. I just want to make sure I cover this. I think me and you met Jimmy Hart the same weekend.
We did.
Yeah, at Dreamwave too, and Jimmy Hart being a manager, it's got to be a guy that you studied. What did you say to him?
I honestly told him that. I was like, I learned a lot from you. I mean, I'm a big Jimmy Hart fan. And I showed him my jacket. He loved it. And, I learned a lot from Jimmy Hart, Miss Elizabeth. But yeah, Paul Heyman, definitely.
Yeah.
And and I think me and you've actually had this conversation at one point, was heel Stephanie McMahon. I learned a lot from her.
Yeah. So I was thinking, if Miss Elizabeth caught your eye in the beginning, she was kind of a little bit of a manager. So, well, not kind of a little bit, she was, you know what I mean? But, that I thought maybe, that might've been an early seed to the manager thing, to what is more.
It really was. I mean, to be honest with you, she was learning, what she was wearing, and she honestly reminded me of my great grandma. So it definitely caught my eye because my great grandma was my best friend. So
right.
It definitely caught my eye, and like Jimmy Hart, what he wore, the hearts and everything else.
Yeah. All right, that's awesome. So let's get to you, man. So let's talk about you as a manager. So you've now blossomed, you're working for some other companies, but you mainly worked at ZOWA Live, which is located, northern Illinois, sometimes close to central, around in that area. But you were a fan first, correct? You used to go to these shows first. And so tell me there's not many stories of a fan becoming talent. It's happened, right? I mean, but so how long were you a fan of ZOWA before this whole thing happened?
I was actually a fan of Funky Monkey and Dreamwave before ZOWA was a thing.
Okay.
And I used to sit all the way in the back row for those shows by myself. And then I gradually brought friends with me. Then we got starting sitting in the front row. ZOWA became a thing, and I started going to those shows. And then I started becoming friends with Bailey, Christian Rose, Bucky, and all those people. And I gradually, was making friendships. And one of the shows during COVID was a studio show. And Zeke asked me, he said, I want you to manage for a one-off for a studio show. And I actually managed my roommate, JC Price, going against Bailey Bright, actually. And then Homegrown happened for a Christmas show, and Cole Havens asked me, would you like to manage Bailey Bright for this show? And I said, absolutely. And then Zeke came up with the idea that, hey, why don't we do a storyline that we're going to honor you for being a fan for so long? You pick a wrestler, and then that's where I joined Bailey.
Right.
The bank. So I've been a fan of local wrestling for, many, many years. I can't even think how many years.
Right.
I became friends with Christian Rose because my favorite match that I've ever seen live until this day is still Dreamwave 100 Christian Rose versus Matt Cage. And that
awesome.
That really got me into all the local pro wrestling. So.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, those two guys, that's a fight forever chant every time they square off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And I got to be part of that chapter. I got to be part of that chapter this year because I managed Matt Cage in a tag team match against Christian Rose and Connor Hopkins. So
yes, you did. Let's take a look at so here's a picture of you managing Matt over the weekend. How cool was that, man? To be able to. Matt's like a local legend, man, for real. He's good.
Local legend, and that's actually kind of where I based off the money gimmick was from Matt Cage.
That's great.
So it was a full circle moment for me, especially because, like I said, that feud is what really got me into indie wrestling, and then I got to be part of the chapter of it.
That's great. Looks like some kid's running his mouth at you, and you're telling him to sit down and shut up before you take his mom home or something.
Those kids. I tell you, you're just mad I stole their fruit snacks.
Yeah, right. Give me them gushers.
Yeah.
Did you kind of learn on the fly? Did you give, the training, any kind of training, any pointers anybody give you as a manager?
I did a little bit of training with Christian Rose, just like the basic stuff. But yeah, pretty much on the fly. I mean, there was one time that I got a package pile driver from Bucky, never taken a move besides to ride the lightning from Christian.
Sure.
Both Christian Rose and Bucky, both I never had training, so they both just said, you know what, tuck your chin and trust me. And
yeah.
That's what I did.
They took care of you. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah.
And I appreciate the honor.
Yeah, absolutely, man, for sure. I mean, I take them too for once in a while now, but what's your favorite part about being a manager? Like, what do you enjoy the most?
To be honest with you, talking smack when I'm a heel, talking smack to fans is definitely a stress reliever.
Yeah.
Especially if your mother's in the crowd or one of your ex-girlfriends or your boss. I've talked smack to my boss before and said, you literally can't fire me here. So.
Right. Yeah. You know what I think would be great as a manager too? And I'm gonna just say this, like, and it's like totally against faux pas, but whatever. Let's just say, like, I think it'd be fun to just tell people to shut up. You know what I mean? Because it's like a word you can't really use in society too much. Like, I don't say that word to my wife. I don't say it to my kids. You know what I mean? But like, I think it'd be fun just somebody yapping, just trying to be like, shut up. But like, I think it'd be so fun to do.
It's a stress reliever. Trust me, it really is. I absolutely love it. And I'm a nice guy in real life, but I absolutely love making people mad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that'd be great. So, I'm not going to put you on too big of a post here, to make you decide, but, who's been your favorite to manage? Who do you think you kind of gelled with,
Well, obviously,
and who's your favorite to manage against? Like, who do you like going against? Opposite too.
My favorite obviously is the Florida man. Him and I gel really well together. We gel together outside of the ring, against, honestly, it's probably either Matt Hatter or Bucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two very well deserved clients. I can see that.
Yeah. And I've actually managed both of them at one point. So I managed Bucky at Homegrown for a team, and then I managed Matt this summer, actually. So, yeah.
So we get the Shane show and inspiration from your mom saying the show must go on. We get the money green outfits, a little, tribute to Matt Cage. It's kind of evolved to, you lean a little bit on, you kind of got a small little Riddler look, and you've added some cool things, like you wear like a Kango occasionally, and you always got a pretty awesome cane that, that you need. You don't, no way would you ever use that in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, you need it to take to the ring with you. It's doctor's orders, right? Like,
I do have a disability. That's why wrestlers should hit me, because technically, if they hit me, it's a felony. It's a hate crime. So to defend myself, but also walk appropriately.
There you go. Yeah, and it matches your outfit too. So you got to complete the whole outfit, and put it all together, right? So outside of ZOWA, man, where have you gotten the chance to else to manage?
I've been at Pro Wrestling Now, Destination 6, Homegrown. We had one show at Rocket Pro, and I believe that's it.
Right. Can you give me a list of everybody you managed? You got that in the Rolodex in your head?
It is 20-something people.
20-something people. Nice. Right. All right.
Some of them were part of a team. Teams, but hey, still me and being in the corner. So, yeah.
Right. Like, I love you in we get to the bank. I loved you in the bank, obviously, and then that whole storyline. Probably personally, my favorite moment is I can't remember what show it was. It was previously where you were managing the whole team, and you guys came out, and the way the green light was coming on you, it was like the Avengers. You were assembling the Avengers, like, the camera was spot on, and watching it everybody coming out of the curtain like a symbol all around you, and you're like looking around. I'm like, this is a fucking movie. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, and that was probably personally my favorite spot of yours.
And that was such a cool moment, because everybody that was on my team is somebody personally that I love as friends and etc. Especially Christian Rose. He's been such a dear friend for me for a while, and it was nice to have him right next to me.
Right. So your biggest storyline and biggest involvement, as we just alluded to, was the bank. Tell me how that came about. I know there were some iterations. There was you, Bailey, T Money, 12 Gauge was in there at one point. Dakota.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, so just gotta explain the evolution of the bank, kind of from beginning to, obviously till we, get towards the end, I guess the final with Bailey. But yeah.
So yeah, pretty much we did that story where I was a fan that was getting honored, and then I hit Damien DeChain with a chair to join Bailey. So then a couple of months later, they said, go out there and scout new talent. And it was actually Everett and T Money. So T Money ended up joining the bank, and we became like a tag team for a while. And then when
there might have been some envelopes exchanged, I remember.
Yes, there was, yeah. And then when Bailey went up against Damien, 12 Gauge was Damien's partner at one point, tag team partner, turned on him and joined the bank with us. So, and then we had a storyline going with Bucky, and then Bucky, Dakota turned on Bucky, cut his hair. So the whole bank was formed, and the bank was, they're all dear friends, honestly. And it was such a good story all these years. Even in the end, it was so good. But definitely dear friends that definitely kept me alive last year with health issues and everything else. So
sure. So not only it helped you out personally, all along with being, a really awesome storyline that, evolved for a while. And
God bless the Florida man too, because honestly, me and T Money started the same year and had no clue what we were doing, and he put it under his wing, and we created quite the group and quite the story for ZOWA, and
sure
pay a lot of respect to Bailey for that. So even though we were part of it, Bailey, honestly, out of the ring, in the ring, was the star of the show.
Right. Yeah, so let's talk about him, man. Bailey was on our podcast. He talked about a lot about you. Let's flip, until now. I'm gonna give you a chance to talk about, you guys obviously friends for quite a long time now, wrestling, doing, all these kind of things together, and still really great friends now. So yeah, just kind of talk about Bailey, what big influence he's been on you, and that kind of stuff.
Well, me getting emotional. Like I said, he's not just a friend; he's a brother.
Sure.
Definitely, like I said, I mentioned earlier that I had a best friend named Zach that helped me throughout high school that unfortunately passed away. But when he passed away, Bailey came into my life, and I feel like that was what people believe in, was a sign that someone else is going to help you along the way. And Bailey has, in wrestling, outside of wrestling. His family's taken me in, and definitely love the man as a wrestler. I mean, even when I had no clue or forgot stuff during the matches and stuff, he would, sit me down, talk me through it, and say it's fine, but we need to work on this. He's actually helped me with memory, like memorizing stuff. And the way he is in wrestling is just, he's so smart. He's a genius of wrestling, honestly.
Sure.
But like I said, outside of the ring, he's a brother. He's family, and I wouldn't be who I am without him in so many ways.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's awesome. So really good to hear. So is anybody else, you want to, that might have helped you, manage, like, anybody else that, has kind of helped give you some notes, anybody that like maybe we wouldn't know of, that kind of stuff.
Bucky's helped me out a lot with character, advice, everything else. Zeke is he took a gamble on me. I mean, I didn't have any training, nothing else.
Zeke's a manager himself, you know what I mean? So definitely.
And one of the best too. And
right. Good.
It's an honor that he picked me. He gambled on me. I didn't have any training, nothing. And I like people like that, not just to bring up my disability, but I like when people gamble on people that might be the wild card or the horse that's not going to win, and
Sure.
I honestly respect him. Like Bucky, Cody Kaiser's actually helped me out a lot. And Connor Hopkins. They're so good with their gimmicks and characters and everything else. And they all are blessings. So
right. Awesome.
And actually, one more, Berna. Berna has helped me a lot.
Brooks. Yeah. Awesome. Heck yeah. So let's talk about what's coming up next with ZOWA, man. Next big show is Welcome to the Machine. Zeke is back on his Pink Floyd era. September 6th, Parties on Pope, Nelson, Illinois. Cool little venue. Always love going there to watch wrestling. So what's happening here, man? You definitely going to be there, right?
I will be there. I'll be in the corner of Josie and Blue Dream. We're going for the tag team titles against the Business. So hopefully we're bringing home some gold.
Blue Dream looks a little familiar, man. I just can't quite put my finger on it. But
only thing I know is that he's been in the same cell as Dominic Mysterio. But
fair.
Other than that,
yeah. Cool poster here, though. Matt Hatter, and then I think the main event's a big match between current ZOWA champion Christian and Hunter Holcraft. So that's enough right there just to go watch that match, because I don't know that that's happened yet.
No, I don't think so. And a very exciting match, and both of them were on Team Shane show. So I'm kind of split on who I want to win.
Right? Yeah. Well, maybe you can do a little business afterwards. You never know, So
I mean, Hunter would be a great champion, but Christian Rose always proved that he is the champion, no matter where he goes. So.
Right. What's your favorite match so far that you've been a part of?
Honestly, probably the Team Shane show versus Team Florida Man. That was like, it was like an end game, like you said. It was kind of like a movie. It was like the Avengers going against the X-Men, or like.
Yeah. Yes. So who would you say is the Shane show's biggest nemesis? Like who's always kind of a thorn in Shane show's side? Like, you can probably come up with a list, but
I would probably say Matt Hatter. He's the one I've always given him hell, but he's never got his hands on me yet.
Yeah, that's fair. I could agree with that. Yeah. You guys always seem to have banter, something to say to each other,
Or Brooks Berna. I have eliminated him from most of the battle royals.
Yep, you can say that.
Yeah.
So you have goals in wrestling, Shane? You want to do something else? What are you thinking?
I would honestly love, on my bucket list, I would love to manage a female, which is, in a way, I am managing Josie in the tag team match. I would love to manage a female, just because it's always been that, a female manages I want to do the opposite. I want to manage a female instead of. I really want to manage Prelude.
Nice.
I just think that it would be so much fun, me being the small Weasley guy talking smack, but then you got Prelude that just beats everybody up,
Yeah, and he's one of the biggest dudes on the roster, Like, tell him that if you beat him in a potato salad eating contest, he has to let you be his manager.
That's a good idea. Or I can offer him potato salad, unlimited potato salad.
Yeah, you gotta spice it up. Unlimited potato salad, beer. Yes. And and then you give him those two, he's gonna do quick work for you wherever you need him to do his thing. So and most of the time he's got to go back to work. Is that right?
Yes. Also, another goal that I would want is, if Team Money ever came out of retirement, I want it to be there when he wins the singles championship. He deserves it.
Yeah, nice. I like that too. So what's the rest of 2025 look like for you? Just what do you got coming up? We know we got ZOWA. Anywhere else you may going to be?
Pro Wrestling Now. It'll be September 20th. Next week this coming week I'm actually doing a fundraiser show, and I'm actually being in the corner of Judd. So
heck yeah. So, where's Pro Wrestling Now run out of?
I think their next show is going to be in Petersburg.
Okay, gotcha.
Petersburg, Illinois.
So what do you do for fun, man, outside, when wrestling ain't going on and, so you got any other hobbies that you like to do outside of wrestling?
I watch a lot of like movies, superhero movies. Watch a lot of trash reality TV, believe it or
not. It's all right. You admit to it. Most of us all watch a little something trash on TV. It's just,
yes.
I thought the new Superman was awesome. I haven't watched Fantastic Four yet, but
see, I'm the opposite. I haven't seen Superman, but I've seen Fantastic Four.
Okay, what'd you think of that one?
I actually really liked it. I think it was probably almost one of the most realistic superhero movies. Just because, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's honestly realistic to me.
Yeah,
how everything played out.
So. Yeah, nice. Okay. Let's talk about your shoot job, man. So, what pays the bills?
I actually work with special needs. I work in behavioral homes.
Okay.
I work with autistic and behavioral adults, and I go into their group homes and I work throughout the day. So help them with daily living skills.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. Do you think that having your disability kind of inspired you to do something like that, with them?
It really did. Honestly, it really did. Yeah. And so the TV show ER, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I do. Yeah. My wife has copies on DVDs. She loved that show. Yeah.
Well, there's a doctor on there named Dr. Carter that really inspired me to be in the healthcare.
Yeah. I watched it enough to know who Dr. Carter was. Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. So I meant to ask you earlier, man, you got like any kind of like superstitions now that you've, started wrestling? Started, being a manager, like, is there like something you do like before you go through the curtain, or maybe you and the person you're managing, something like that, any kind of weird little, everybody's got a little something, I feel like,
Well, with me and Team Money, I always tell Team Money to breathe before he goes out there. I think it's for both of us.
Yeah, right. But you need that moment, right? Like you need that moment, like me and Adam before we go out for Dreamwave, we always kind of dap up. He's always like looks at me like, "You ready?" Because I'm gonna be doing the main talking first before he takes over. So and just always always like take one last sip of water because it gets hot up there. You know what I mean? And deep breath, and then we're out. You know what I mean? So yeah. But,
and I truly believe I got some advice a long time ago that if they love you, they're not going to know you made a mistake. But if you're a bad guy, if you make a mistake, it's fine. You can tell them to shut up, etc.
Right. Yeah. And as a bad guy too, they're looking for you to make a mistake because they want to have that something they can get on you, or some sort of chant they can run on you or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Being heel is. I think, if you're a wrestler and you're playing heel or babyface, I do think heel is more fun, but I do think heel is harder too, because you got to keep them hating you, right?
You got to keep them hating you is the thing. Like I told someone the other day, I said, honestly, being face too, you got to keep them, keep them going, keep them pumped up. And if there's the crowd's dead, you have to try harder. And I love playing heel more than face though. So.
Right. Once again, I want to thank everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook right now, and also everybody listening on audio podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, all those ones out there. Today, I got with me on the show, The Shane Show. He is a Midwest professional wrestling manager. And so we're just going through talking about what it's like to be a manager. You used to have, you just cut the curls off, man. You had like these lovely locks of curls and,
I didn't. Florida man cut them.
I was about to say so, but you gave them to the business. You know what I mean? So, which is great, man. You still look good. I want to talk about something too, man. Like, so I want you to talk about this and maybe tell people where they can go see it. You were recently featured. It was like a TV show, right? With a news channel. Like, explain what it was.
It's an online news channel around here. Okay. It's called theradar.com. So got to, talk about my disability and everything else because it was Disability Awareness Month in July. and I got to speak on behalf of my disability and everyone else. So
right. So you told them you got to talk about your disability, but also what you do is for work, and then they were all blown away. And then you're like, and also I'm a professional wrestling manager, and it was a really cool interview, man. If you go check it, you said theradar.com.
theradar.com. Yeah.
Probably, you can probably go find it on there. Yeah. But it was really cool because I always like to see how people take wrestling that don't watch wrestling or know anything about it, what they're taking, and I could tell that they were like super impressed with you, which, they should be, but I was just like, I like seeing good things happen to good people, and this was, I think a really nice nod for you, like to be able to get some recognition because, you do stuff on camera, you know what I mean? For wrestling entertainment, but, nobody's watching the work that you're doing during the day, helping, other people. So thank you for doing that. As I talked to you before, my son has a disability too. So I can, and I know that, the downfalls and the grind that it's continuing for you to not only like have to deal with that yourself, but also like go to work every day and help people with theirs. Like you're on another level, brother. Like your heart is as big as the moon, dude. So I just want to say appreciate it and thank you for that.
No, that's what I want my legacy to be. And I honestly, that's what I want my mom's legacy to be, is that she raised somebody like this. And I want that glass ceiling for all disabled people to be broken. And if I have to do it, then I'm going to do it.
Hell yeah. Amen, brother. All right, man, let's get out of here on a couple things. But first, I'm going to ask you some quick hit questions, man, so we can get to know the Shane Show a little bit better, man. So just tell me what comes to your mind at first here. What's your favorite snack?
Favorite snack now is honestly probably, since I became diabetic, it honestly probably is peanut butter with celery.
Okay. I like that. If you put raisins on it, and it called like ants on a log or something like that, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that's my wife's least that. But anyway, do you have like a pre-show match, pre-show meal, like something you want to eat before you go out there to just keep luck on your side?
This is probably going to be a very strange, but honestly, beef jerky.
That's okay. That's a popular one too, because you want to look trim when you go out there. Just have a little beef jerky, and then you have the big bloated meal after.
Thanks, Bill, for the beef jerky.
Right. So you're sitting down for dinner, man. You can have anything you want. What's on your plate?
Meatloaf. I'm a big meatloaf guy.
Nice. Meatloaf, little mashed potatoes with it, man. Yeah. Heck yeah. You like music, man? What's your favorite band?
My favorite band is Trivium. It's a metal band.
Oh hell yeah! I know Trivium. Yeah.
My music goes all over the place. I go from metal to musicals, so it's all over the place.
Oh yeah, I know Trivium. Favorite book? You reader?
I do not read.
Okay, I just got into it lately.
Yeah, I don't read.
All right, well, let's flip though. What's your favorite movie? I know you got one of them.
Favorite movie? Oh, nowadays, probably Avengers Endgame.
Okay. Yeah, I that's pretty solid, man. A lot went on there in that movie. It left you wanting more. It was a big climactic ending. So you watch mainstream wrestling? Like you are more of an AEW guy, WWE, TNA? What's your choice?
I flip flop like seasons. There's times that I watch like TNA more, and then I start watching WWE more, and then I start watching AEW more. Right now it's AEW. I really loving the Strickland. I love Strickland and all that. So I think he's a great talent, and now Ace Austin's in AEW, so I'm a big Ace Austin guy. So
yeah. All right. You got any pets?
I do not know. Just a roommate.
Sure. There you go. All right. Final two questions. Yes. What is your favorite? You got I know we talked to ER. You got a favorite TV show of all time? One that you could go back and watch anytime?
The Office.
The Office. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. All right, man. Final question. This is a question everybody's been waiting on, man. Who's the ultimate MILF?
Oh, ultimate MILF.
Yeah,
Oh.
ultimate MILF. This might take a second. You could you could take a little time. So I mean, I know there's a lot out there.
Man, that's a good one. Oh. There's so many people now that have turned into moms.
Oh, I know, right?
Man.
Well, let me start. I'll give you some of mine. Give you a second look. So I'm a big Elizabeth Shue guy.
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
So I'm a little older. So my, Stevie Nicks.
Yes.
Stevie Nicks.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah, there we go. It's a good one. Yeah. I was gonna say one, but I'd really date how old I am, so probably not. But yeah, those are the ones that always kind of come up to me, when I'm so.
I'm gonna say Mickey James.
All right, hardcore country.
Hardcore country, yeah. I got to meet her at one point, so that was she was. I didn't hit on her though because her husband's next to her, but
right. All right, Shane. Before we get out of here, man, I'm gonna show you like a couple different pictures, man. I just want you to react to them, talk about where you were in your career, or maybe the person in the picture with you. So, here's picture number one.
Oh. So can I actually tell a story about that picture?
Absolutely, you can. You tell the story, I'll tell everybody. So right now it's a very young Bailey Bright, very young looking Shane show too. I think Bailey's the ZOWA champion. Maybe that's what that belt is, I think. But Mr. Purple though.
So funny story about that is I actually was a fan in that picture, but
I thought you were.
Yeah, but he had an extra ticket for Walker Stalker and knew that I liked Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So he asked me, hey, I have a ticket. Do you want to go with me and my parents? And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know him besides wrestling. Sure, I'll still go. Yeah. So that funny story, I went with them, not knowing who he really was, not knowing his family. Me and Bailey shared a bed with that championship.
That's great.
That's serious.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then after that, we became friends.
Yeah. So became friends, and then how about this picture?
That's when we went to Coldplay concert.
That you and Bailey in like a prom style picture.
I think that was actually our last show at the Moose Lodge in Sterling.
Right. I believe I was at that one too. I remember we was going there, and all of a sudden they stopped having wrestling, so we didn't go there anymore. All right, so then this one we get to Florida Man. I've seen this one earlier, but you're evolving here too. Look at the new jacket, the cane, the beautiful cane that you need.
Yes,
the curls, purple and green, starting to come out here a little.
Yep, that cane actually came from a gas station. It ain't no.
It's where you find them mostly, really.
Yeah. That was prime bank right there. That was when everything was going good and we were winning, and before Old Man had a gambling problem, and
All right, here's another one for you, a version of the bank.
Oh, my boys. I feel like a dad. I feel like a dad in a family picture.
All right. It's you and Bailey, or you in Florida now, Team Money and 12 Gauge.
Yes. Absolutely love these three men. Absolutely love them.
And then how about this one?
Fairy tale ending.
This is the end. This is you standing over Bailey, cane in hand. Bailey's laid out. Nice Chuck Taylors too with the green.
Like matches the jacket. Yes, that was the end. I mean, that that's at the beginning. Both of us were standing side by side, and in the end, it was me on top.
Right. All right, and then final one we seen earlier. You just had a chance to manage Matt Cage, so got a little pick from that over the weekend. I'm sure you hope to get to do that again too, right?
Yes, I absolutely. Yeah, it was such a great time. He's such a great person. I absolutely love Matt Cage. so much respect for him, honestly.
Well, Shane, I want to thank you for finally making, or just it had to all work out, finally. But I'm glad to finally get you on the podcast, man. Thanks for coming on, talking to me today, telling me your story, all that kind of stuff, man. I value your friendship, man. I always love seeing you at shows. Whenever I get to see you, it's always a pleasure. Tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can see you at next, that kind of stuff.
All right. You can see me at ZOWA and Pro Wrestling Now. You can follow me at Shane the Show on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever it's called now. But yeah, just follow me. Sometimes entertainment. So just thank you guys for everything.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in on sitdownmarks.com. I want to thank everybody for listening on all the podcast platforms out there. Go look up the Shane Show. Go check him out. Go look on the under all the in the ZOWA archives in IWTV. You can go catch all of Shane's matches on there, and go check him out, man. Support a good guy doing good business, and it's all for the love, man. So appreciate it, Shane. Thanks for being on, brother. Good to see you, and hope to see you here pretty soon too.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Once again, I am the Dirty Bird with the Shane Show. Keep spreading the good word of wrestling. We'll see you guys next time.